Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight as we begin our Heroes of Hyperborea adventure tonight as we jump into episode 1. We do have a session 0 that you can catch up onto if you want to follow our YouTube channel at Rolling With Advantage, or you can also follow our podcast, which pretty much anywhere you can download, just look us up. We're on there as well. If you want to join one of our community games coming up, you can join in our Discord, which will have a link below in the description of the video. And then from there, that's my and let's figure out who's playing tonight. So my name is Trevor. I am your DM storyteller guy for tonight. And then below me, let me introduce our players. So players, tell us who you are and what you are playing. And we'll start with my voice actor friend down below.
Hello. I am Bob Carter of the Neighborhood Studio, where we help aspiring creatives become working creatives. And I will be playing the Atlantean Androcles Thalassa, bard, scribe, adventurer.
You can also find out more about our friend Bob Carter at neighborhoodstudioatlanta.com. I did put a link down there for you guys if you want to check him out. Also look up his IMDb. It is a fun rabbit hole to go down to see all the fun things that he's been a part of over the years. All right. Below him, our long-haired friend who, because of previous comments, may get targeted by monsters more than others, is our returning friend.
Yeah, I play, let's see, Brogan Macross, the Paladin.
Danny is playing Brogan Macross, the Paladin, and he's a Celt. He's a Celt. All right, dig it. All right. And then below him, streaming live all the way from Austin, Texas, we have...
Yep. Hey, it's Chris Bradley playing the character of Dracon, a Chimerian barbarian.
Ooh, it rhymes.
Dracon, the Chimerian barbarian.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yes, in case you didn't notice, Chris is my older brother. It is all his fault. He is the one that got me into this mess years and years ago when I was a little boy, teaching me the ways of dice. And it's the first time since we were kids that we're actually playing in a campaign together. So it's been a very long time coming. So super excited about that. So with that, we've done our announcements. We've introduced all of our players. Let's get ready to roll some dice and let's dive back into the world of Hyperborea. And if you're new to this game, this is a classic D&D game. It's going to feel like 2nd edition D&D, where we run things like THACO, so like AC wants to be lower, not higher, and that type of thing. Also, it is a brutal game. It's a lot savage, and our players are death is definitely and always on the table. It could happen, so they'll have to be smart and hope the dice gods are with them as they get going tonight. Also, I do want to note about this game. This game is kind of taken from the inspiration of like Robert Howard's Conan or H.P. Lovecraft's work, but it's really the world of Clark Ashton Smith, and I really encourage people to look up his works. It's amazing, this world that he kind of created through his writings. All right, so with that, we're going to jump into Hyperborea. This is the map. I just want to start with that, and we're going to begin with our theme of Hyperborea. As the music kicks in. So as we begin our story, we're going to zoom back in as we saw these Viking ships that were sailing up from Vikland, and they were raiding and pillaging the coast. And not just taking loot and gold and silver, but they were also enslaving the strong to be sold at their home port in the Zagaris Islands. And as they were sailing north, about 12 ships led by the Viking chieftain known as Kolborn, as they were heading north, several of the ships, about 3 of the ships, broke off into Dagon Bay to raid and pillage the settlements there. And at that point, a storm came up and overtook those ships, and those ships were lost or perhaps crashed on the islands. But several of the slaves aboard those ships made it to shore, and this is the story about some of the slaves that made it to shore. And as we zoom back in, we find the island that these slaves are on, and the slaves, the 3 heroes, the former slaves, have found their way to this unknown island, this uncharted island, And in our previous adventure, in our session 0, they came across some of the Vikings that had enslaved them. They fought them, and they also took their weapons, they took their arms, before they were also assaulted by a giant monster, a giant crab that had come across the beach and tried to tear them limb from limb. This giant crab had actually grabbed a Viking and it tore it in half. They were able to fell the beast, and our session 0 ended with our heroes sitting on the beach, enjoying their new arms and new equipment, and eating the food and drinking the wine of those that had enslaved them only days before. And that is where we pick up the story. We pick up the story tonight as our companions they have feasted, they have eaten, they have cooked some crab meat, they have drinking the wine from their Vikings, actually the mead that they had captured back from their Viking masters, and enjoying, yes, as Chris holds up his mighty tankard, I love it. That is where our story picks up. Now, one thing to note too is that this world of Hyperborea, it is encircling, it is basically this land pulled from our world of antiquity, and it is basically set adrift into space by the gods. It is floating and orbiting the world of Saturn. And as it does that, the days and the nights are very different than what we're used to here on our Earth or in other worlds. And in this is the 11th year of a 13-year cycle. And as the land spins around Saturn, we're at the time of year where we only have 6 hours of daylight, followed by 18 hours of night. Our previous game took place during those 6 hours of day, and as we get into our long night, as the bloated red dying sun of this world goes down, they get cold and they hunch next to the fire with their wolf cloaks, which they had pilfered from their Viking, and as they are getting together and cuddling next to the fire, it is Brogan who we see first, who is using some of the clothing from the Vikings to bandage up his wounds from his previous encounter. A little scrape that he got from the crab who tried to kill him. I'm speaking gently, but at this point we need to see how much you can heal with the bandaging. And so what you'll get to do is you get to roll your hit dice and roll once, and then see how much of that you heal from your previous encounter. Okay, so you get to do that. You get to add 5, and it's also +1. So add 6 back to your health. Does that bring you back up to full?
Yes,
it does. Okay, so with using bandages and things like that, you knew it was just a simple scrape, but your left arm is carrying some bandages. It's something to think about tonight as we get going. That while healed, your arm is still a little sore. As you all eat and drink your hearty meal, you begin to get some rest, and you set up a rotation through the night so that someone can be keeping watch. And just for the sake of brevity, I'm going to say that Androcles, our Atlantean friend, is on first watch. Brogan, you're on second watch. And then at the bottom, Dracon, you're on our third watch. And as the night goes, is there anything particular that the three of you want to do the rest other than set up the watch? We'll begin with Androcles.
I will go ahead and begin training my vulture, the one that seems to be working with me. And in addition to that, I'm going to go ahead and make a toast again. These, the heroes of Hyperborea. May we honor those who watch as we claim glory for you. Like Janov the Acclaimer, Dacon did leap across the sky and strike down in one mighty blow that ugly guy. Brogan, harbinger of sunshine, dedicate of Apollo. It's a good thing that I was behind you and that I did follow.
I love it. I love it. Very, very nice.
Yeah. Well said, Andrew.
So as you all know, you drink out the mead. All of you not caring for, preserving food or drink for the next day. You drink your fill of the mead to harden your minds for the coming days. So each of you drink more than your share. Drink dry the mead that is left before you. And Brogan, is there anything that you wish to do as you guys are camping this night?
Just do like a little perimeter and sense evil every now and again.
You do sense there's two forms of evil. There is something great lurking in the bay. ominous as it is and great, but you feel it is distance. There is another evil on the inside of the island, and it worries you because it seems like whatever this evil is aware, and it seems to be watching. And as you peer into the darkness, you feel in your soul the darkness peers back at you.
Some Nietzsche. I got you. All right.
All right.
I'm going to just look over in that direction and talk and say, all right, sometimes when you look into the light looks back into you.
As you are
Yeah.
kind of challenging the darkness, you look up, and in the constellations above, you see an arrow shoot across the sky, a meteor, one of Apollo's arrows shoot across the sky, a direction inward towards the island, almost giving you a direction to go, a more of a I'm trying to think in a western view, like a southwestern view. Like as you're looking, you see it kind of crossing across, and you see like a direction, almost like something telling you a direction to go. As you see this, Androcles, you see this well. Meteorites are very common, but you look over and you see that Brogan looks up and is almost like you see him mumbling to himself as he looks up and sees this arrow or this meteorite shoot across the sky.
Special portent in Brogan?
Do you see that?
Of course I see that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
dark.
Apollo telling us to follow.
A poet. You dare
Yeah.
challenge me with your words?
Now, as this conversation is happening, Dracon, you hear this and kind of scoff at the idea of the divine in any sense. What is it you would like to do while during camp, other than drink and eat your fill?
I'm going to continue eating crab and drinking from the mead.
Okay, so you drink yourself. You drink all of it.
Drinking.
You just continue
Yeah.
drinking. Okay.
So, is there looking out over there? Speaking of their magical nonsense, I don't trust. I think it's a bunch of. I'm gonna reach over and grab some of the mead from Brogan's and finish his as well. Then I'm gonna stumble over. I'm gonna stumble over and start putting my hands on the inside of the chest that they were dragging that
Yeah.
had the extra stuff. I'm just gonna start feeling around and seeing if there's any additional pockets or anything that might be
you
inside
pretty much
that
you
chest.
picked it clean. You feel happy with the fact that you've searched everything. You don't see anything secret in the chest. It was more of a footlocker that the Vikings had collected. But all of the provisions and everything you guys have packed up, and at this point you've pretty much eaten and drinking your fill. At this point we're gonna fast forward.
Have a stomachache?
No, you're fine. You're hardy.
Okay.
You're totally hardy. So, one, you haven't eaten or drinking in a while this much, so it's almost like refilling yourself and your resolve. But you're a hardy man. You can handle your ale or your mead actually. With that, we're gonna fast forward to Androcles. You go through first watch without an issue at all. You for the next first 3 or 4 hours as the other two sleep. You keep watch and you kind of look about. You do look upon the stars to try to see if you can get some type of bearing. You find it a little difficult with the cloud coverage that's coming in. Other than that, is there anything you want to do during this little 3-hour stint?
Yes. So we just examined I'd like to examine that star medal that we found.
Mhm.
And you said Apollo's arrow shot through the sky. Was that like a comet that's just off in the distance, or was it something that landed actually on the island?
You
it
don't
was a
like anything.
meteor?
You don't think anything. It was probably a meteor. You're a learned. You're an educated man. You think it was a meteor. It doesn't like it landed. It was just. These are fairly common, particularly this time of year. You don't know if it's an omen or just happen chance.
Certainly. But I'm open to philosophical debate with Brogan when he's more sober. So I'm willing to discuss whether or not it's going to contain more of this star metal, and if it's worth our time to go and investigate.
Okay.
So if it's a matter of if it crashed on the island, then maybe we'll talk about it. I'll bring it up when it's the end of my watch.
Okay.
And it's his turn.
All right. So at the end of your watch, it comes in. It's Brogan's turn. Brogan, you wake up, thirsty and looking about and realizing that you're out of drink. It seems that your Chimerian friend has liberated you all of the rest of the mead you might have been saving.
Well, I'll tell you. This guy, the way he dresses, I can tell. He's either doing one of three things at all times. Warring, whoring, or snoring. He took my meat. So, got to keep an eye on this one. All right. Well,
True. Well, friend Brogan, do you think the sign of Apollo, do you think that landed actually here on the island? Is it worth our time to investigate? Either way, we'll need to find fresh water as quickly as possible. But,
I think southwest is as good a direction as any. I mean, we don't
Very
have
well.
our bearings. I trust in the
very
light of Apollo.
well, then in that case, let us rest up, and then at first light, since we'll only have 6 hours on the morrow, let us head in that direction and look for fresh water and any signs of your god.
So it won't be
Agreed.
first light. You're basically going to get 8 hours, and then you've got 10 hours of darkness before light. So
Gotcha.
just so you kind of you're kind of sleeping through the first part of the night. Brogan, is there anything else that you wish to do during your watch?
I will thank Apollo for the sign. I know it's a sign, even though they don't, maybe. And I'll just start kind of hefting the Morning Star around, kind of getting bearings with it.
Okay.
Feels familiar. Feels good. Feels natural.
Feels natural. Okay. It's something you're used to, something you've used before you were forced into the subjugation of the Vikings. Your watch goes without a problem. You are definitely looking more on the beach to make sure none of those other giant crabs come walking about. But where you are sitting, you're kind of on the edge of the beach and the forest itself, next to this giant rock. But you're a little hesitant to go up on the beach because you don't know how many more of those things may be laying under the sand. But you kind of keep a watchful eye over it. Your watch passes without a problem. You go over and not so gently kick Dracon as he is his turn to wake up. Dracon, you awake. You were in a very hearty sleep and are quite angry about getting up, but it is your turn for watch.
All right, Brogan, I'll do it. I'm up. I'm up.
All right. I'm gonna go to bed. Go to
You,
go to floor. Go to sand. Whatever.
Did your god show up?
Oh, he did. And he told me that you drank all my mead. You're a wily one. You're a wily one.
Yeah. Well, maybe there is something to this god of yours.
Yeah.
Might make me a
Better
believer.
believe it.
All right. I'm up. I'm up.
So Dragon, you get up, you shake off the sand and the dirt, and you kind of like, get the sand out of your hair as you kind of start walking around. Brogan, you go back to sleep. Not an hour into your watch, as you are kind of like walking up and down the beach, you look out into the distance, again looking at those crabs. Where they were, that one was, and trying to making sure that there's nothing else out there. You look out and you think you see something out into the ocean. It is a foggy night, and with the heavy cloud and the heavy fog, you have a hard time seeing. And as though you don't know if it's the drink at first, but as you kind of look out, something is playing with your mind, and then suddenly you see the dragon head break through the fog, and you realize that the Viking longboats are making their way towards your beach, and you see at least 3 of them.
All right. I immediately turn, run, kick dirt on my friends, and say, "Get up, get out. They're coming."
So the 2 of you wake up. You come back to the camp. The smoldering fire is still burning, cascading a little bit of light off of the rock on the beach. You come in and you kick dirt, waking up your friends Brogan and Androcles. We'll start with Androcles. What would you like to do as you wake up?
He says they're coming. I'm going to immediately assume that he means that the slavers are coming. We're going to kick sand or dirt on the fire and go ahead and cover up any signs of us. And then I'm going to say, well, we need to retreat into the woods. We need to retreat inland. And
then as he's saying that, I'm already headed that direction.
Okay, so you're going. All right, so he's basically covering everything up. You're running into the woods, trying to get cover, at least to get out of sight. Brogan, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
I've grabbed my. Yeah, I already had my sword with me because it was on my watch.
Right,
I grabbed a couple of the hand axes that we
right.
got from the Vikings. Um, anything else, just we run and just get the heck out
Okay.
into the island.
Brogan,
Right,
anything
well-
from you? I know Androcles, you're covering, you're grabbing your things, you're running as well. Brogan, are you running as well? Anything else before you leave the camp scene?
No, I'm gonna pick up the backpack
Okay.
with the supplies, and
Jingling
my
a little
regular
bit as it
equipment.
also has some of the treasure that you had recovered from your former masters. So the three of you disappear into the ridge line and head into the jungle itself. You kind of traverse this area a little bit while you were tracking the slavers the day before. But as you get into the jungle itself, now this is you got to think the image I'm putting up is to kind of give you the feel and the look of the water kind of cutting through. You're also seeing the type of trees and things that lie here. It is also much darker than the image that I have here. It is night, and you're trying to use your night vision. Now, as you're going through, Androcles, you stop, you pause for a moment to look at what type of light that you're getting, and with the fog that's coming out, neither Saturn nor Serene are visible, which is one of the moons. The other moon, Phobos, which is lower, it is actually out and cascading a very faint light onto the land. However, you know that Phobos shining is a bad omen. It is generally seen as a night filled with evil, and is a night that different people that worship come out, particularly necromancers and the like. But seeing Phobos lay up in the sky alone gives you cause.
Well. Ill portent, necromancer's night. Phobos is alone in the moon. We could take it as a bad sign for us, or better yet, we will take it as a bad sign for those who seek to follow us. There will be bloodshed this night, my friends. Let's make sure it is not our own. And if it is, then let us make sure it is paid for. Wait, worthy enough for your deity, Apollo. Point to Brogan
I
as we say
agree.
that.
Now, as you traverse the jungle, I know that Dracon, you were going first. Is there any direction that you're going, or are you just running off into the forest? Like, are you trying to double back in a general direction? Like, what are you trying
Well,
to
based
pull?
on what I'm seeing here, I'm using my silent movement
Okay.
abilities, so that cuts us in half, but it also, I think it gives us an extra point or so.
It does. Now, you're going to have a hard time with them because since the last time you traveled the woods with them, they have Androcles is wearing clanky banded mail that he got off one of the Vikings. Brogan is now wearing
They
the
look
split
great.
mail. They look great, but they're clanking in the night. Now, you are a little bit further up. Now, you can move quietly and scout ahead. And if that's the case, as you scout ahead, do give me a roll for move silently. Roll a d12 for this. Now, what you need to roll is a 5 or better, or sorry, I take it back. It's 5 out of 12. So you want to get the top 5 numbers, which 11 is great. So you rolled an 11. You rolled it twice, it's fine. You disappear. Brogan and Dracon, you see him kind of disappear in the darkness. You're following in his direction, but he is quietly moving. He's also much faster, as he's not encumbered with the armor and things. He's wearing his studded leather, but he's just faster. And as he is moving forward into the night, you are following him, but let's see if he knows where or which direction he is going. We need to roll to see if he leads you or he gets lost. Give me.
Can we ask him? Well, on the way, we want to ask him to head. What was it, Brogan? Southwest?
Southwest.
Southeast. Okay.
You can do that. He can attempt it. I need a D6 roll out of Dracon to see if he can, in fact, follow that direction under the jungle canopy. He believes he's going in the right direction.
All right. And we will follow. Confidence.
confident as the three of you travel. As you are moving through the forest, it is a loud forest. There's lots of noise and animals as you hear this like cacophony of sound of animals and things moving about. Androcles, you look about and you see that your vulture friend is moving around, is kind of moving from branch to branch, very hesitantly following you, but kind of staying back, not really searching ahead, but more kind of following you from branch to branch behind you. But that is where your bird is. Like a carrion bird, maybe not, this far into the, maybe he was more of a, circling the beaches and not in the jungle itself.
Of course.
But
that makes sense.
He seems to be standing back. As that is happening, Brogan, what did you like to do?
I'm gonna sense evil every now and again, just to see if we're getting further away or closer to these different, and that way I can maybe try to help him with direction.
As you are moving forward, you still sense that overarching feeling of evil that seems surrounds this. But as you get in, when you've kind of keeping this on, and you're being very attuned to this evil. But what you sense is that the evil was once in front of you. It seems to be like moving, almost like this specter or this cloud of this embankment all around you. And there's a moment as all three of you are kind of running through the jungle that you kind of stop for a second. You grab Androcles and you look around and you realize that the evil is all around you and it's completely encircled you.
Ooh.
All right, I'll stop and tell them.
Do you now?
It feels very close.
Dracon is a good bit ahead of you.
Oh, well, our impetuous friend. We need to tell him that we're encircled by some evil.
Jungle itself?
But there's something out here, and it's getting close.
Very well.
We run after him,
You can.
clinging and clanging like a mid-90s techno song.
Dracon, you're moving quickly, but you're also kind of stealthily moving through the brush, trying to look for any trails you can find. You seem to have found some type of trail that you're following that seems to be kind of going somewhat in the direction you're looking at. What you're interested in this trail is it looks like animals have used this trail, almost like a deer path through the woods. You can see brush and things kicked out of the way as you're moving out. You've also come to a couple of points where you've seen almost where something like a large animal had stayed, like a big like hollow in the grass has been kicked over. You've seen a couple of these as you've moved over. They seem pretty large, like large enough for something your size to lay down and burrow in. You've seen 3 to 4 of these on your way. As you're investigating that, you hear the clanking of your friend Brogan coming up beside you, and you kind of look over at him, almost like staring down this imbecile that is just like clanking through the woods as he comes up to you.
Damn you, Androcles.
It's not Androcles, it's Brogan.
Sorry.
Hey, all right. In
With
your
your
state,
blind
I'm just glad you're coherent. All right.
I just turned and I just figured it was Androcles. His shiny armor. I look up and do I see anything that would allow us to climb up? It looks like there's a lot of trees and vegetation. Is there anything that would allow us to maybe seek shelter above?
Yes, you go and you see there's a tree in front of you that have several low-hanging vines. You go towards that and stop for a second. Give me, what is your tracking skill that you have again? It's like an 8 out of 12.
Yes. It's
Roll a d12 for me.
it's a 10 and 12 chance.
It's a 10 and 12 chance. Okay, so roll that. Just don't roll a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, in the wilderness, 10 and 12.
10 and 12.
So roll a d12.
Yes. A 6. You notice there are tracks on the tree itself. You notice that something has grabbed these vines, and you can see the scuffling mud on the side. Something has crawled up this tree.
Do I smell anything that seems out of place in a tree? Is there anything up there?
You don't smell anything out of place, no.
I'm going to climb it.
All right, the two of you have laden with armor and things. You see him climbing up, maybe trying to search for a vantage point or something as he climbs up the tree. Dracon, as you climb this tree, I'm not going to make you roll for it. It's pretty easy with the grips and just with what you've got. You just climbing the tree. You climb up the tree and you look into the distance and you see something, what looks to be a man. You see the shadow of what looks to be a man grabbing one vine and swinging from tree to tree.
Ooh.
In the distance, in the fog in front of you. You see what looks to be one. As you sit there and you quietly sit into the shadows, you look about, and in the shadows, you see other men in these trees moving about the canopy and swinging from branch to branch. And you see several of them, maybe 5, maybe 6 in the distance.
But not close enough to speak to.
No, these are in the distance. You're seeing basically the shadows and the fog in the distance.
I'm going to make my way back down
Okay.
as quietly as I can, and say we're definitely not alone, Brogan. There's some type of ape man swinging about up from the trees. I've seen at least 6 or more, but it tells me it's probably not safe to be on the ground.
Well,
All right.
it's safer for us to be on the ground than to fall at height from that tree.
Well said, Androcles.
But at least we know that's where the danger lies. Are they? Well, you said that it's the evil that encircles us, right, Brogan?
I don't know if that was the evil or not. It moved away, right?
And they looked human, but I didn't get a close enough view to see if they were human or.
I think we should head their direction because they're
Better than-
running from something.
We're better than the Vikings.
Right. We know what the
Yeah,
Vikings do. We don't know about these
I think
guys.
the further away we get from the slave ship, the better.
Very well.
Agreed.
As long as we continue in that southwestern direction.
Agreed.
I'm good.
I did see some areas, in fact, here where it seems that something or someone has burrowed in for shelter, or we can keep moving.
Let's keep moving. More distance we can put between us and the Vikings, the better.
Yeah. Agreed.
As the
One thing's for sure: if they don't find us, something's going to find us ahead.
True. Well, I shall fear no evil, for I know that I walk with you two.
Yeah,
All right, Brogan, is there anything that you would like to do before we move forward?
perfect. You go first.
Apollo really
Androcles.
fast to Apollo. Give us another portent. Bright, shining one. Give us a portent.
You there's this moment where you wait and you look around. Your 2 companions look at you in a curious manner, and you kind of look up and you don't feel or see anything around you.
He's asleep right now. We'll ask him later. Let's keep heading this direction.
His god is asleep, and I elbow Dracon.
The one time that I need him, he's asleep.
He's the god of the sun. He's only up 6 hours. Give
Very
him a
well.
break.
In that case, we will go with Dracon's god. Go ahead. Call upon the night. Dracon.
As you continue to head in this direction, give me another D6 roll, Dracon, to see if you can continue the path that you think that you're on.
Dracon of the night. Also known.
You feel confident that you know which way you're going.
All right. Let's continue.
We're gonna end
So
up
you-
in like
Yeah, I grab
Springfield,
my half.
Massachusetts.
I grab my half asleep wannabe monk friend and pull him in the direction that I'm tracking.
Okay, so you track your direction back out. So as you were walking, you seem to be getting closer and closer to the area that you saw where these things whatever this was, these shadows. You're kind of moving in that direction. As you're going through, you're kind of pushing through the brush. You're no longer walking through the jungle unabated. You feel the direction is taking you off whatever path you had found. Now,
Right.
you are creating a path for your two friends. So your friends are walking, and it feels like a path because he's just kind of brushing through the jungle. As he does that, you look about and you see that all of these things that are kind of been swinging around, you see them closer now, and they seem to be watching you. You can almost hear very faint voices echoing throughout the night into the trees, coming from up in front of you. But more importantly, it seems closer behind you. Brogan, you turn and look over your shoulder. As you peer around, you hear this echoing, like echoing through the woods and into the night.
They hear it too.
Yes, it seems to be all around you.
All right, I'm gonna do the evil again and see if it's the same exact feeling as being encircled by the evil.
You sense evil, but now you feel a second evil. You sense the surrounding evil, but you sense something else darker in the jungle. If you were heading this in your direction, this would be more off to your right. Something off to the right seems to be even darker.
All right. Definitely this way. We got even worse evil than this way.
Then your God's probably telling us to go the other way.
I don't know. He wants me to smite evil as well. So.
Androcles, what would you like to do?
Well, we've got 3 choices of which way to go. Either the way forward towards some evil that's kind of around us, or the way towards the darker evil, right?
Or back?
Or we
back
could go
towards the
up
Vikings.
and join the party up above us.
Let us go towards the terrifying evil. Let us take care of that.
Okay.
All right, I love it.
All
I
right,
love it.
so you all make this decision to go towards the danger, quickly towards the danger. As you move forward, you hear the hooping and hollering of these whatever this is. At this point, you're hearing apes. You're hearing this bellowing ape sound. As you look up into the trees, they don't seem to be. They're calling and chanting at you, but they don't seem to be aggressive at you. You look up and you see these half men, half apes, all looking about and kind of chanting at you as you are making your way into the night.
I've seen that episode of Kong. I know what's up. So now
In
they're
that episode of Primal.
yeah, fight. All right. So is there a word that they're actually saying?
You
Can I
can't.
use? Is there any kind of lore that I can think of that would be in this area, in this general area, of some kind of a monster or an evil or something that Brogan
You don't,
is
because
referring
you
to?
don't know where you are you don't really know. It could be any number of things, but as they seem to be less aggressive as you're moving into this direction, and they seem to be more chanting, but you can't really make out exactly what it is.
Right. Either way, I think we should pull out our weapons now, so that way we're
Oh yeah.
we're
My weapon's out.
Yeah.
As you, the three of you move out, Dracon, you in front, you look forward and you start to see these carved stones. To your left, you see what looks to be like stones carved in a almost like in a square. Looks like it maybe at one point was a building or something that's been lost to time and has collapsed. All that remains is like the outskirts of what looks to be the remnants of some walls. A small building, maybe 10, 20 feet wide by 10 or 20 feet long. But there's not much left. What you do see to your right, which is somewhat puzzling, what looks to be the remnants of a statue, a massive hand coming out of the earth. You only see the fingers coming out of the hand, but it is massive. Whatever this statue was, it was colossal. And just past that, you see what looks to be the opening of what looks to be some type of temple.
Do we? How tall is the hand?
this is what you're looking at now. I left the grid up to take a look at it. So you're looking at each finger being about 10 feet.
Oh, wow. That's massive.
Oh wow.
That's cool. It's
Yeah,
very
very-
cool.
Should we go look at the obelisk type things over there on the building? The
There
ruined
are a number of obelisks on the side building that you're looking at. You see one entrance that is dead ahead of you, but what you do see this building that's almost been lost to time. You see that there are 4 obelisks on either corner of the remnants of the building.
Gentlemen.
What say you, Androcles? Any ideas?
Let us get closer and examine this. Also, let us strike a torch, enter and discover what we may.
You strike a torch as you do that. Androcles, you go look. Only one of these obelisks seems to be in any type of place where you could. All the others are worn and lost. One of them looks like it's still. There's script on there, and there is some words etched onto it. Do you want to use your decipher script ability to try to see if you can figure it out? Now, note, this is extremely hard to do at your level of experience, but I will let you roll a d12 to see if you can figure something out.
Certainly. I'll try. All right, so...
A 12!
He wrote the cliff notes on this thing.
A 12.
Cliff notes
He
on
basically crit his knowledge roll here. You pick
That
up
was great.
2 things. One, you pick up a word, Sychronish.
Your pardon?
Sychronish is the word that you pick up. It is not a word that you recognize. Cykranosh. Sychronish.
Can you use it in a sentence, please? The origin of the word, please?
That's the
Please.
word that you got. Now, the other thing that you pick out, you don't know the meaning of this next word, but it seems that this is not a temple. It's some type of way station.
A temple. It's a way station.
Like
Okay.
bartering, like a market, maybe?
A place where people came to travel.
Very well. I tell them this. There's no need to worry about any sort of supernatural evil. It's not a temple. It's just a way station. Apparently, way station of the fallen Colossus.
Would I have any clue what Sychronish means or its origins or anything? Being like a student of Apollo. And with my mighty intelligence of 11.
I'm going to give you a d6 roll.
Oh my god!
I'm going to give you a d6 roll, but you're going to
How
have
about
to...
folklore? I use folklore for Sychronish?
No.
Bard?
Give me folklore. Read that ability.
Sure. Based on folklore, let me pull up Bard.
Let's see the bard folklore ability.
All right, so the Bard's folklore ability is as follows.
Danny rolling the hot 1 on his knowledge check.
Yeah.
To identify or recall a random fact or sliver of knowledge regarding ancient artifacts, legends, myths, folklore, and other oddities.
I'll give it to you.
you.
I think it's a perfect use of this ability. This is not a word you've heard, but only once. And you remember that this is a word that has been lost because it is the first word that was used to describe the planet Saturn. It is the old word for Saturn. Sychronish.
Just let us journey inside and see what we might find. Since this is a way station, maybe there's something here that might help us to travel.
Okay. So,
Let us,
Androcles carrying the torch, you venture into not the temple, the way station.
Yes.
Yes. And the 2 are following in as well?
Sure.
Dracon?
I'm gonna do sense magic.
You sense magic. You do sense a little bit of magic coming from inside that way station.
Yeah. I don't believe in your God, but I do believe that if we go in there, something weird's gonna happen.
That's all
Something
right.
weird.
I can feel it. I can feel the presence of something odd.
Then mayhap
Andrew,
you'll
please.
be.
You go first.
Very well.
All right. Hold
Can
on.
we-
Just
Can,
real
can I go,
fast.
is one of the monkey men close enough to where I can throw him into the way station?
No. They're back in the trees. They did not enter the glade that you're in.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay.
Before we go in, I'm gonna just give me a second and sense evil.
Oh, there's evil in there.
I'm gonna go. Well, it's not only weird, but it's really awful too. It's very
Now, if
evil.
I see a statue of a devil with a big, wide open mouth and a black hole inside that way station, I am not getting within 3 feet of it.
That's an
generally
old.
good life advice.
Yeah, that was a Tomb of Horrors joke. I got you. We are playing classic D&D,
Watch
right?
fall, you die.
All right, so the three of you venture in now. The order of operations the three of you in is that Androcles with the torch, you are going in first. As you go in, I guess who's rear guard? Who's going in last?
I'll rear guard.
All right,
Okay.
Dracon, you with your giant blade and you kind of keeping an eye at the back to make sure any of those crazy looking apes don't follow you in here. As the three of you go in and delve, the steps go down into the darkness. The light of Phobos has dissipated as you are going in. The only light now that you're getting is the crackling light of the torch. Oh, he's got his torch! Look at it, he's got his torch as he's got his torch as he goes in. As the three of you go in, there is a pretty hard tile that you are walking across. Not a tile, but like a cut stone. It's like, it's uniformed as you go in. As you go in, Androcles, you notice that you step, the stone kind of gives, and as you pull your foot away, a door closes behind you. The pressure plate released, and the door drops below.
Okay.
And now
So is that in front of me? So it closes
it's
in front of me?
behind you. So the three of you are now in here.
We're in the temple. We are trapped in the temple. Better yet, whatever's in the temple is trapped with us.
All right.
Can you step on it again, Androcles?
Okay.
I'd prefer not to.
So here's
The
what we
floor
got.
is trapped.
You should now be able to see the inside. I have a torchlight that Androcles has. I have Brogan in the front. I've got Dracon in the back. And so as they are walking forward, Androcles, you are the lead. You have the torch, and you see in front of you. You see what looks to be the outline of some type of pedestal in the middle of the room, probably 40 feet off. Now, your torch can only go about 30 feet, but there's this dim light, so you can kind of start to see the outline of something in the distance.
All right. Well, now that I know that there are pressure plates involved in this, I'm going to go slowly, and I'm looking at the stones in front of me. Is there any kind of a pattern, or is there some kind of difference between the stones and the one that I stepped on versus the other tiles?
The tile that you stepped on, the stone, it does look different. It's slightly elevated compared to the ones next to it.
All right. Can I look at the other stones before I step to see
You
if there are
can,
any other?
and as you step forward, you don't see any stones in your immediate area that match the one that you had just stepped on.
All right. Well, then I'll come up to this point right here.
You should have control of your token.
All right. And then I will put it right there.
And then I'll move the torch with you.
Ooh. All right. Gentlemen, feast your eyes upon this.
As you enter the room, the torch goes in. There is a small. It's hard to tell what exactly it is. It's almost like an egg-shaped thing in front of you that is giving off a very slight green glow. And you didn't see it at all. It's almost like it's reflecting the light of the torch off of it, and that is what you are seeing in front of you here. And just behind that looks to be some altar, or there's some structure in the middle that you can't quite make out yet. As you're walking forward, is there anything that Brogan you wish to do? You're kind of seeing this over his shoulder. I'm assuming you have Shield and Morningstar out.
Absolutely.
Sense anything, Brogan?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely sensing. I'm gonna stop and sense.
You're almost nauseated by the evil presence in this room.
Ooh.
Is it emanating from the green egg?
You can't tell. You can't pinpoint
It's
it.
just kind of all around.
It's in
Okay.
here. There's something in here.
In that case, let us stick to the sides and let us investigate. Can we investigate the walls and see if there's anything that we can read?
I don't want to pause on you. Dracon, is there anything you want to do in the back?
As he moves forward, I imagine it gets dark behind. My view from behind is going to be much darker. Right?
It is.
the
I
light-
have this thing called Explorer mode turned on, so you can still kind of see it. So you kind of remember, because you would remember your bearings of where that was, but you would need to stay kind of relatively close to him to not be lost in the darkness.
Yes. I want to continue to look along the sides for any type of danger.
Okay.
I sense that closed behind us, my attention is not so much behind us as it is above us, as well as to the sides, using what little bit of the light that I can see.
Okay. You're just kind of looking about. You look at the sides of the walls themselves. You don't see anything else. The only thing that you make out is that the stone itself is very old. But it's also, the craftsmanship of this is very odd. Not anything you've seen before. The way the stone was cut is odd. It's almost too perfect.
Perfect.
There's no way those ape men created this, and
yes, that is true.
Is this from that ancient civilization? You remember, like, didn't you say when we first started playing this, Hyperborea was settled by people from elsewhere?
No, it's no.
Right, never mind then. So in that case,
Are there any words anywhere?
Not
Any
any,
rooms,
not on this hallway that you're coming into. You haven't even really entered into the main room. You're just still in this hall.
all right. Well, can I go to right here?
You can.
All right. Well, let's do that, and then that way I can.
I'm just going to kind of
Keep
follow
walking.
the torch with you.
Here.
As you turn, you see what looks at first to your right. You see what looks to be a face that seems to be coming out of the wall itself with a longer nose, and it seems to be pointing towards the middle of the room. Above it, you also see that there seems to be a ledge just above it, what looks to be like a brazier.
Is there anything in the brazier?
It's on a ledge above you. You can't see. You just see the outline of it from the torch.
Can I
Here.
put? Oh, okay. It's up there. Got it. Are these stairs right here? Or is there some kind of a walkway or?
There
or
is not.
climbing?
There is not. There's no stairs.
Okay. Is there a way to climb that wall right there?
You could try to scamp it up if you wanted to.
No, not me. Dracon. Dracon, my good fellow. Your services are required.
What do you want me to do? I'm here.
Climb up to this ledge and see what's up there.
All right. I hasten over and immediately look for a handhold.
Okay.
And see if I can climb up to get a vantage view.
You easily find ways to climb up with the stone. You actually using this weird looking face with the nose sticking out. You grab it. You pull yourself up to the ledge itself. As you look at the ledge, there is a brazier in there. It looks like it hasn't been used in quite some time. But what you do see when you come up there is you see a body that is shriveled up in the corner here.
All right, I yell down, Androcles, throw me the torch.
Sure. I toss him the torch up there.
You pull the torch. As you pull the torch and look over the body, you see the light shimmering across. You see it cascading off of metal across the body. You see that whoever it was wearing a pretty nice set of chainmail. It looks unharmed in any way. When the light reaches the face, you see the face is completely shriveled up. It's almost as if all of the liquid and all the juice that makes a human, all the water had been completely sapped out of it, and you're just seeing this face just been completely sucked in and dried, like almost like a raisin.
All right. Can I help them up?
The body or one of them?
One of them. Or
You,
should can I? Do you? There's a body down here, guys.
it's
Do you
up.
want to
You're
come
up
up,
on
or
a
do you?
you're up on a ledge.
Yeah, that's what I meant. There's a body up here, guys. Do you want me to throw him down, or do you want to come take a look for yourself?
Throw them down and light the brazier. Is there any oil in the brazier?
There is.
There is. All right, so I'm going to take the torch. I look to the brazier and I go to light it. Do I see anything else before I grab a hold of this this guy and throw him down?
You roll the body over. Clasp in one hand, it looks to be a morning star, similar to the one that your friend is carrying. In his other hand, he's got something else clasped. It looks like a bone or something. You can't really tell, but in one hand he has something that looks like a bone, and he's holding a morning star in the other, and he was kind of rolled over on top of him, so you couldn't see it until you rolled him over that he's holding those things. And he also has a backpack and a bow and a quiver, an adventurer of some sort.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to grab each of those items and toss them down to my party.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
And then I'm going to grab hold of him, but taking very, making sure there's nothing up under him, like that would be eating him or something.
Okay.
Is this thing drained like a spider drained him, or is it just
you
from
don't
time?
you don't see. This looks very unnatural. It doesn't look like a spider. You don't know. You don't see any you don't see where he was bit or anything.
I'm grabbing him and I just chunk him down to the guys.
When you
Damn it,
drop
break
him
up.
on the ground, his body snaps like it was like everything about him was brittle. And as he drops to the ground, he's held together only because of the armor that is attaching. But it's like dropping like like a broken doll to the ground, like a twig doll to the ground. As you drop him to the ground, the remnants of his backpack spill onto the ground. You see what looks to be a golden scepter roll out of his pack. As well as several gems and coins kind of just spill out onto the tile or the stone.
All right. Well, let's put the scepter back in the backpack, and I'll pick up the backpack. Hey, there's chainmail for you here, Dracon. That's a good thing. And then the bone quiver would be good for me.
Dracon, can you do you sense magic on this stuff?
You do. The both things in his hand are magical. The morning star is magical, as well as whatever it is that bone thing is he's holding.
Brogan, take those.
I think I'm gonna make a trade.
Yeah.
With the corpse. Give him my old.
You snap the hand off of the morning star. You pick it up. It's lighter than yours. It's made the handle and everything. It's pure steel. The one you were carrying before was like wooden with like a rickety ball on the top. This one is pure steel, and it is a magic. It is magic. It is a +1 morning star.
Hey.
Ooh, nice.
And you can say thank you, headstone and sunshine. The way this thing works, you have to kind of dual roll for things for loot. So all the loot is randomized. So
it's cursed.
That was the last.
As a barbarian, I don't know that I want the heavier armor. It might encumber me, so I'm going to ask Brogan or Androcles if they want the armor.
It is worse than what I have, but I think it weighs the same, if I remember.
Androcles, as you're going through, there is a backpack that has a gold scepter in it. He also has a pouch full of blue gems. They're not sapphires. You're not quite sure what they are, but they seem quite valuable.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'll pick up that backpack and the pouch of blue gems and
you look at as you pull them up. You using, because you're traveled and learned. These are called zircon. It's a blue gem.
Okay. Zircons. Excellent.
There's 10 zircon. Also in here, you find looks like metal spikes or pittons for like mountain climbing. There's 5 of those. He also has a rope and a grappling hook in there.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right.
As well as a hooded lantern.
Hey,
all right,
there we
let's
go.
light the lantern and let's get some more light going.
Okay.
Awesome. when I hoist myself back up there, was he on like was he on like a bed of sorts, like a
No.
tomb, or was he
No, it
laying
looks
on the
like he
ground?
died as he lay.
Okay. Is there anything else up in that area that I might see now that I've lit the brazier?
You look about. There is the light is now cascading forward. What you are saying? Actually, I need to increase the light on that.
You've got the high ground.
Yeah.
There.
Right.
As the room is moving forward, what you see is you see 5 other stations similar to this one as you kind of look about. Other faces with a long nose just kind of pointing towards the center of the room. All of the light is cascading on this what looks to be a bronze bowl in the middle. It's like an altar in the middle with a big giant bowl in the middle. You're not sure if it's a brazier or what that is, maybe for incense, or you're not really sure what that's for. So you see what looks to be some type of egg or cass in the center here. You see this bronze like pedestal with this giant bowl in the center, and at the very far end, you see what looks to be. Dracon, you see this first as you light the brazier, but you see what looks to be this giant statue at the far end. Looks like at first you mistook it for a monster, but then you see that it's just a statue. It's just a giant statue of what looks to be some beast.
What kind of?
Well, we've
beast
got
is
the
that?
lantern now. I'm gonna take the lantern that we. I've got the torch, right? I still have the torch.
Okay, I'll pass it. Hey, feel free to take the lantern.
The light on them is
Fine.
the same, so yeah.
All right. I'm gonna move this direction, and I'm gonna climb back up and see if there's something similar up here.
It's another brazier.
I'll light it.
Okay.
Let's light them all.
Are all the faces the same?
Yes.
They're all pointing towards these right here.
Yes.
They seem to line up with the things in front of them, except for the egg one.
Okay. Is there something? What is this? Right. What are these things right here in the center?
You don't know. It's about a 3-foot pedestal. You're not really sure what that is. You can't really. It's just a 3-foot pedestal, and there's like a flat surface on the top of it.
Do we put something there?
How big is the bone?
The bone that was being held, it seems to be magical. As you pry it out of the dead hand of that, you pick it up. The bone, it's like it looks like almost like maybe it was like a finger of something very large. It's been hollowed out. You shake it, there seems to be some type of liquid inside of it, and they've actually like part of a bone is like a stopper, and you look at it, it's some type of brew, a potion.
Might hand that to Androcles. I'm not gonna have a clue what that is. Anybody have any medicine or do any of you deal in the skeletal liquid arts?
Do I have any idea of what kind of a potion this could be?
You can sniff it, taste it, use your folklore.
Right, I'll use my folklore.
Okay. You just do like a quick sniff of it. It smells sweet. It doesn't. You know it's not poisonous. You know that it's too sweet for that. You just dip your finger in it and kind of like dot it a little bit. As you do that, you feel like almost like a surge of adrenaline hit you, and it suddenly hits you that this would definitely be not useful for you, but maybe one of these fighting chaps it'd be useful for them.
Very well. Right. Tell them I believe this gives you additional vigor, of some kind. You feel more heroic. So here you go, Brogan. You could use that.
All right. Don't mind.
I meant no
appreciate
offense.
Hey.
Toss it to Brogan. With that, is there talking and smelling fingers?
Meanwhile, he's going around summoning Cthulhu with braziers.
Yeah. Yeah. Androcles, smell my finger.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna move over to another one of these areas to climb up and light another.
Okay.
I'm looking for dead men's treasure.
Yes.
You look up, you climb up, you light this one as well.
You know what? I'll go ahead and do this one. Use that grappling hook and light this one.
There you go.
All right. Pause for a second. Androcles, as you get that, you grab the lantern. You start heading over there. You're about here. As you start walking forward, you stop and you hear something emanating from this, almost like a bubbling. You hear like a bloop, bloop, as you kind of look over. As you do that, you look up and you see what looks to be some type of blackness like coming out of the bowl itself, and trying to take form. As you look at that, Dracon, you don't notice that. What you're looking at is, as you got closer to this giant statue at the end of the hall, what you see is it looks like a frog or a toad or something with these long legs and this big pot belly. You see like a pig nose and these ears flopping out. It looks disgusting, like some type of pig god. And you're just kind of revolted at, is this what the gods of this world are? Is like these pig monsters? As you're looking over that, Brogan, you are oversensed with this sense of evil as you look over the shoulder of Androcles and you see this thing coming out and very slowly and menacingly moving towards Androcles. And is it that you see it take form as this arm comes out and starts reaching towards Androcles. And with that, we should roll initiative.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, as initiative, we're going to start with Androcles. You're going to roll as the group, and then I'm going to roll for me. So Androcles is going to roll a d6. I have rolled. You win. All of you see what is happening in the center of the room, and we'll get to act first, as whatever this is beginning to coalesce in the center of the room.
Ooh. Okay.
This is what is
Being
coming
darkness.
out of the room.
Whoa!
Oh,
As you see
what a
this
looker.
sludge, these arms, these tentacles start coming out of the room itself, and we need to change up the music.
Does it burn? Burn it! Kill it with fire!
I yell out, flank it.
Good idea.
Very good idea. And kill it with fire.
All right.
Right.
Androcles, you are first.
Okay, I still have that torch. I'm going to use my torch to attack it.
Okay.
So I've got a torch in one hand, the dagger in the other. I really don't want to be in melee with it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna burn it.
Okay. Roll to attack. As you swing with your, basically it's going to count as a club. An 18.
Got it.
Yes, you did. Roll
18.
d6. As you basically reach up and you slam the slime for 6 points of damage. The light illuminates as it hits. You see this whole thing just kind of like this dark mass of this blop, as it just kind of like, as it does that, part of it kind of gloops over to the floor.
Right. I'm also going to begin quoting heroic odes to inspire my allies. I am the light! The light is within me! The light moves through me! The light surrounds me! The light protects me! The light guides me! I am the light! Should inspire Brogan.
All right, so you have started your enchant. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, read that ability again, because I believe it only takes 2 turns to go into effect, so I think it's next turn it goes into effect. Your
Unfortunately,
inspire?
I start on the first round, and then it takes 2 rounds. So it begins on round 3.
I think this counts as...
So the boon takes effect 2 rounds after the singing begins. So
2 rounds after. Okay.
if I begin on round 1, it starts on round 3.
On
So
round
this is
three.
round 1.
Awesome. So
Okay.
he's building the. I like it.
He's
I like
building
it.
the moment. All right, Brogan. It is Brogan or Dracon, either one. Y'all decide.
Go, bro.
Okay.
Think
I
about me, bro.
didn't look this up. What is the protocol for drinking a potion in this game? Is it like a whole action?
No. Even if it is, I'm just gonna say you can just drink it. Like in the moment, you just like, I'm drinking the potion and going.
I'm gonna
You're gonna-
drink it.
Okay. You drink your potion, and you need to give a hearty thank you to Discord for rolling this doozy up for you. As you drink this potion, your fighting ability goes from 1 to 6.
Oh!
You also gain
Wow.
temporary hit points equal to your hit dice 5 times over. So roll 5d10.
Holy moly.
As you
I just
drink
turned into like Superman.
a potion of super heroic action, you gain 36 temporary hit points.
Holy
You
moly.
also are attacking at a fighting ability of 6.
Is this thing evil?
It is evil. So you get a bonus to your armor class.
Yeah.
Right. All right, I dig it. All right. Is that my action, or can I?
No,
I don't
you
even
can
know how-
run forward and attack.
Oh, I'm gonna run up when I'm gonna show this thing Apollo's light, whether in this life or in the afterlife. As I kill it, it's gonna see the light. Let's
Okay.
do it.
All right, so we're moving this up. All right, so you step up to attack it. Okay. A natural 20. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an natty. Let's give some cheers for Danny, who
Amazing.
first he taunted the DM before we went on stream, and then as soon as we get into combat, he rolls a natty against my monster.
His first attack.
I know. Roll a d6 to see how good of a crit this is. This is a rule in this. We have to see how good. It's 2. All right. So what it's going to do is you're going to do your damage plus an additional 2 damage on top of it. So you're
Okay.
going to do a d8 plus your damage plus another 2.
So it's gonna be D8 plus 4 plus 2.
Okay. So DSO 7 plus 2 plus 2, 11.
Okay.
So he's taking 17 damage. Okay. Nice swing with the Morning Star. Oh, wait. It's a +1 weapon.
No, I
Didn't do
factored
that.
all that
Oh,
in.
you did? Okay.
Or 4.
All right.
How did you get the damage again?
It depends on the weapon,
Did
and
6
if you're
from the torch.
if it's your preferred weapon or not.
Did 6 from the torch, and then he's got his bonuses.
Oh, okay. You were adding the torch. Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that. We just have to do what we do.
I know the retribution from all of this. It's too good to be true. This thing's about to like alien sucker my face.
Dracon,
plant
you're up.
babies.
Is there any way to take any of the fire from the brazier and toss it towards him? Is it movable, or is the brazier?
It was like a stone recess, so breaking that off would be hard. You could certainly try. You can certainly try to break the brazier off and throw it at him.
Am I close enough to do that?
Yeah, because here's the thing: you would have been actually up here. So if you want to try that, you absolutely can. Try a super heroic feat.
Yeah. I'm going to use my strength.
Give me a percentile roll to see if you can break the brazier off and fling it at him.
All right.
Hang on a second.
68.
What is your strength?
My strength is. Sorry, hold on.
15? 24?
Yes. Yeah,
You-
15 strength.
You are not able to break it free.
All right.
So that's
I
kind of
use
your
my
action,
action
but
on
you
the
can still move if you want to.
Right. I'm going to use my next action to jump to leap from the top of this. I'll wait.
So you're gonna wait there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna
I
wait.
can't attack him.
Right,
attack
right.
it,
So you're
right.
just gonna wait. Okay, you're good. All right. On this turn, this slime, this whatever this thing is, this amorphous being, after taking that hit from Brogan, it reaches out and tries to slap him with his armor. So basically, like reach out with his tentacle. He rolls a
Son of a-
natural 20.
What? Talk about
Ooh,
my
the fate's
book.
going on this. Same thing.
DM rolls a natural 20. You only take 3 points of damage, and you get to reduce one of that, so you take 2. Brogan, make a death saving throw.
All right, so it's just D20 plus 2?
D20 plus 2. A 14. He reaches through you. He slips his tentacle through your armor, touching your skin. As that happens, you feel like a part of you just like get pulled out of you as you just freeze and you fall to the ground unconscious. You hear the clanging of your weapon and shield as it drops to the ground as Brogan is now unconscious on the ground. Okay.
Taint kosher, guys. Taint kosher.
He is now on the ground. It is now.
Can't hear you, Andrew, please.
It isn't. Yeah. Androcles is muted.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
now
going
it's
to...
a new round, and we must roll initiative again.
Yeah.
This will be. We're gonna skip over Brogan, and we're gonna go to Dracon. You roll a d6.
Yep.
I only rolled a 2. Y'all, you got to do is beat a 2. What you got?
Dracon.
Come on, Dracon, roll a d6.
Oh, I thought I did
That was
roll.
him.
Sorry.
Never mind, that was him.
He rolled a 3. All right, you win. So you guys get to go first. So Androcles, you're first.
I'm going to avoid this monster and grab Brogan and pull him back. And I'm going to say, Reagan. My gosh. Actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Dude, insta kill. Yeah, I'm going to drag... you know what? I'm going to grab Brogan, use his body as a shield, as a meat shield, and I'm going to back up behind him and back out the door. And that way, it will also turn his back to Dracon so he can attack him as he comes out as well.
He will make another attack. He will
Wait a
attack.
Oh, the door is closed, so that ain't going to happen.
You think about it.
Dracon, you go first.
As Androcles is
I'm
thinking.
going to use my... Yeah, no, I leap. After trying to pull this thing off, I just scream and I run with my two-handed sword. I leap into the air.
Okay, so you leap across the room with your mighty food thighs, like as you reach over the eye. All right, so grab your roll a d20. See if you can hit this thing. You do not. Where you leap, you land correct, but the problem is that it is moving in such a strange way, you can't tell. It's not standing like a man would. It's kind of moving and kind of gelling around, and as you bring it down, it's almost like it just evaded your attack as you hear the clang of your weapon hit the ground. And with that, it is Androcles' turn. Oh, wait, it is double attack round, but he didn't attack last round, so next round you'll get to attack twice. And that's for Dracon. It is now Androcles' turn.
I'm going to... I'm doing a fighting withdrawal. I'm going to throw my dagger at it and back up.
Okay.
Can I throw 2 daggers at it?
You can.
Back up?
You can. You can go
All
attack, and then try to back up. When you back up, it will get a free attack on you.
Oh. You know what? Never mind. Brogan, Dracon is on the other side of it, though, right? So
Right.
we are now flanking this thing. All right, never mind. I'll stand and... you know what? Can I burn and strike? Burn and strike. Actually, I'll parry with the dagger and burn this thing again.
There you go. All right, so
I'll
you're bringing your parry up to dagger, and you're going to attack with the torch again. So roll your attack.
Yeah.
You don't get a double attack because you're not a master. You rolled a natural 20! All right, so you roll a d6. You are a thief combatant, so your chart's a little different. Give me a d6 to see how good a crit it is. It's a 6! It's triple damage! You triple damage.
What?
It was so busy looking at whatever was happening behind it with Dracon that it turns around. You take the torch and light up what your best guess is its face. and you're going to roll 3d6 for damage.
Yep. I can't just 5 times 3 and go with that 15.
I'll let you do that. No. I want to see the dice. So
All
5,
right.
5. Now roll 2 more dice.
Alright.
A 5, a 2, and a 1. 8 points of damage.
Come
It is 8 total points of damage. 25. So you
I'm still killing it with fire. I'm
yeah,
killing it with fire.
you're killing it with fire, but now you have the dagger up ready to parry. And now it is its turn. After getting burned in the face, it's going to reach out and try to attack Androcles. Androcles, what is your total armor now? Because you have your magic banded mail, which is a 3, but now you're bringing your parrying dagger up to give you a +1, correct?
Correct. So now I'm at a 2.
It's at a 2, so a plus is a minus, so you get a 2. All right. It goes and reaches towards you. You see the tentacle coming, and you block it off with your dagger. There's some slop of it comes off.
No.
And now it is a new round.
Okay. I don't have to
Brogan
make a
is
saving
still... No, Brogan is out. I'm going to roll a d6.
Brogan
and
is
Androcles.
broken.
I rolled a 5.
throw. Right, Brogan, roll for us.
Did not roll.
A 2. I will go first. I'm going to reach out and try to attack Androcles again. And 18. I got him, folks. I got him. All right. Make a death saving throw after I roll my damage. Take 3.
Ouch.
Now make a death saving throw. You fall unconscious.
Yep.
Hmm.
Womp womp.
All right. There are 2 attacks coming from Dracon.
Yes, there are. Need them. Make it happen, Dracon.
You are flanking it, so you get a bonus. Make your attack.
Okay. I run towards it. Make my first swipe with my double-bladed sword.
Your two-handed sword, you're coming down with the attack. Let's see what the first one is. It is a 19, folks! Roll 3d4 damage, plus your bonus for being a mighty strong barbarian. Here comes the pain. We've got 7 damage, and then with your strength, that's going to bring it up to 8.
8.
All right, swing again. What is your bonus?
Be my bonus for the two-handed sword.
Yeah,
Attack modifiers. I have a +1 for strength.
right.
You would also get a +1 to hit from me, too. And because I was flanking. Isn't this all simultaneous?
Yeah, this is all simultaneous. So he's also attacking from the rear. So he gets a +2 to his attack. And he's strong. So that is a 12, 13, 14.
Be 15.
That's a hit.
It's-
That is a hit. Because of the bonuses, that is a hit. Roll 3d4
So the
damage.
bonus is because of Androcles and because of my strength.
So here's the
Fire,
thing.
what else?
He's getting a minus from his AC because he's flanked because Androcles was there. You're getting a +2 because you're attacking behind it, and you're getting your strength bonus. So that roll is a 14, but his armor class is reduced, if that makes sense. So it's really a 3-point swing because of the way you guys have it set up. But now roll your 3d4.
Why? Yes.
Yeah.
With that slice, you come across, you connect the middle of it, you sever the top from the bottom of whatever this thing is. It disappears into a pool of black sludge across the floor. As you look about, there's all these little puddles of black sludge, but it looks as if you killed it.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks as if. Can I
It's
put the
I just
torch?
got scared.
Can I put the torch onto one of the puddles and see if it does anything?
It does burn. It does burn. As you burn all of the puddles, they start like there's this awful stench that comes out. As soon as it dies, you look about, and both of your friends are unconscious on the floor.
I'm going to take all their treasure.
I will loot the corpses.
Wow.
Do I have anything? No, I take the torch down. I go look at him first, and is there any more of his serum left from his finger?
No.
Do I have a potion or something? I mean, what am I supposed to do? How can I help this guy?
They're both unconscious on the ground.
It's like you're exploring the sealed temple by yourself.
Is there do we have any rations or anything like that? Did I
No,
splash some water on their faces?
There is some salt water that Androcles collected. You smell it like filthy salt water. You splashed it in the face of Androcles. Nothing happens.
All right. Did I use all of it?
No.
I'll splash it in Brogan's face. See if there's anything happens.
No, they both seem completely unconscious. Now, they're breathing, so they're not dead.
So they are breathing. All right. Well, I'm gonna take the torch and I'm going to look to see if there's anything else in this room.
You take the torch, you look around the room. There is what looks to be like an egg or a cast that is cascading off of the light that was in front of it, the green cast. As you look at that, it could be valuable. Some type of egg, or not quite sure what it is. Some type of container.
How big is it? Is it something that?
It's about this
oh
big.
Goodness! I'm gonna pull them near me, over towards the egg.
Okay.
In case, because they have a sense magic, and it doesn't seem magical.
There is something magical emanating from the egg.
All right, I grab it.
You grab it. Are you going to keep it? Are you going to smash it? What are you going to do with it?
So nothing happens when I pick it up?
No.
Can I put it, is there a place to put it by the statue or anything like that? Is there an indention or anything like that?
You go and you look at the indention itself. You don't see an indention. You just see this ugly statue. You're trying to figure out a puzzle that doesn't seem to be there for this thing.
So it's just a big green glowing egg?
It's only glowing because of the torchlight. It's almost like it's glass or maybe it's some type of metal or something. It's glowing because the light is refracting off of it. It's reflecting off of it.
Look for some green ham. Trevor, I think you knocked my computer unconscious too. I'm stuck on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I did. I left them on the man. We're in the temple.
He's gonna think refreshing his computer made the difference.
Okay, and where's the egg? The egg is right there beneath where we killed it.
Yeah. Here.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah. You shake it. You hear something inside of it. It sounds like not clanking, but something soft inside it. Not swishing. It's not a liquid. There's something in this.
Yeah, because I picked it up, right?
Yeah,
I did. Pick
it's
it up.
light,
Nothing happened.
and you're shaking it, and you hear like something in there, but it's not metallic. It's not gems. It's not a metal on the inside. But you're kind of like shaking.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't feel like a yolk.
No, it doesn't. It's not an egg. It's egg shaped, but it's not an egg. It looks like it's man-made.
All right, so I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna just smash it up against the green blob area.
All right, so you smash it. As it smashes, you break it across. Paper is inside of it. You see like rolled up paper on the inside of it. Whatever interest you had in it dropped immediately because it's paper.
Can I read it?
You open it. It does have like strange writing on it. It's not a language you recognize. There's also a lot of symbols on it that you also don't recognize. I have an image for you. This doesn't mean anything to you, but it looks like I don't know. Maybe you could sell it, trade it for wine.
All right. And none of that looks like anything that had to do with the dead guy that I saw earlier. Nothing
I
looks
don't know.
to be similar.
It might be worth something to somebody.
Okay, so I'll roll the papers up and I'll put them into my into the backpack that we had.
Okay. As you're doing
I'll throw
that,
the
you look
backpack
around and you see Brogan kind of like rolling over as he starts to come to. About 30 minutes later.
Okay. I am going to go around and light up the rest of the braziers just so I can get a better sense of what else is in this room.
Okay.
I'm basically going to make camp until they come to. Hopefully that they can come to. I'm also going to see if there's another entrance, and if I can step on the plate, if that reopens the door.
As you light the last brazier, the door opens.
Okay. And is there any other? I want to look behind the statue and see if I can wedge my body, but from. I'm gonna put my legs up on the actual statue and see if I can push the statue itself to see if there's any movement.
Give me a roll percentile and see if you can break the statue off.
Is there a secret passage or anything?
Yeah, give me percentile. Superhuman strength. See if you can break it. Holy crap, you do. You
Really?
break the statue. 79, yes. You break the statue off the legs and you crash the statue in the middle of the room.
Okay.
A true Chimerian.
We're good at breaking things.
Well done. As you do that, the statue is broken onto the ground itself. Androcles, you awaken as well. The two of you kind of sit up. You feel very, very parched and very just like dehydrated as you look about and you see like remnants of the slime and puddles and like they're burned. And you look around and you see Dracon has lit all of the braziers, and the statue is now crashed in the middle of the room. Androcles, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess first things first, I'll pour some of the salt water over my head and just kind of like refresh myself a bit. And then, what happened? Thankfully we survived, but, what happened?
It was your, Androcles, it was your work with the torch that wore it down. I just helped finish it. But something happened. It reached out just as it did with Brogan, and you fell as if dead.
Yes.
But I lit the rest of the bubbles, and it won't be returning.
Understood. Is there anything in this in the center? Anything in there?
You reach up there, and all you smell like something horrible coming in there, but it looks like it was wherever this thing was resting.
Okay, can we empty that out, or can we set it on fire?
It's a bowl. I mean, there's nothing in there to set on fire. There's no oil or anything in there.
Put some water in there, or some, it's like some salt water. That'll be good.
You just pour salt water in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you do that, Brogan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask if anybody's injured.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm gonna walk up to you and where's your injury? On the chest?
Yes.
All right, I'll just put my hand up to your chest and like this light comes out of it and heals you for a whopping 2 points.
Hey, that's what I was injured for.
So he he calls upon Apollo to heal your wounds. Dracon, you see that and you're not really sure how you feel about that. It looks like magic, it smells like magic, but it helped him. So how does Dracon feel about that?
Well, I hadn't seen him do that before, and it makes me nervous. I don't like it, but I like Brogan.
That's fair. As you do that, Androcles, you look about, and now that the statue is on the floor and you're actually given it time to look at it, you recognize this frog god. It looks like a toad, and also like the face of almost like a sloth. And his name is Sathagwa.
Sathagwa. Okay, and who is Sathagwa? And
your head is kind of shaky. Maybe you'll remember more later, but you know he's a chaotic god. You also seem like he was originated from Saturn.
really? Okay. I say all this stuff out loud to the others.
Androcles, while you were coming to, I found this inside the egg, and I pull out and show him the maps. Brogan, take a look. It may mean something to you.
Interesting. We'll peruse. We'll pore over the papers.
You look over the papers. They don't mean anything to you, Brogan. Androcles, you can roll Decipher Script again and roll crazy high to see if you see anything about it. I saw the 12 and it went to 3.
Oh man.
You don't recognize the script. There is a name mixed in there that is in the common tongue, and that you read as Aben.
I spell it.
Eibon.
Ibon.
Yeah. And with that, the three of you can kind of stay here, rest up until the night passes, make camp if you were. There's nothing else evil about here. Brogan, you no longer sense the presence of evil in the room. It has been smited, but not by you. Fortunately, Apollo gifted you with some friends that have helped you conquer this particular evil. And we're going to pause our story here and pick it up next week for chapter 2.
Yes.
This was our first mini little dungeon crawl as we discovered a temple or a way station of the toad god Sathagwa. Now, I will tell you, this was heavily inspired by my favorite Clark Ashton Smith story, The Tale of Satamtra Zeros. Here is some art from that. The dungeon was straight lifted from that book. You see the toad god Sathagwa in the back, the bowl in the middle with the slime coming out in the middle of the room. So I wanted to play this out because it fits perfectly in my story, but also as inspiration for people to read Clark Ashton Smith. It's great stuff. But this
is a short story and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's like 6 pages. This is fantastic. And so that thank you everybody for watching. We will pick up next week for episode 2. And until then, you can follow up on other episodes on YouTube and also on our podcast. So guys, thank you so much.